All right, this is text 1 in your Unit 1 mid-assessment. A highwayman is a thief who usually steals from travelers. This type of outlaw usually traveled and robbed by horse, as compared to a footpad who traveled and robbed people. Mounted robbers were widely considered to be socially superior to footpads. Such robbers operated in Great Britain and Ireland from the Elizabethan era until the early 19th century. The term is typically used in both fictional and non-fictional historical accounts. In fictional stories, he is usually a gentleman who has manners and uses non-violent threats to steal from the travelers. In history, however, these thieves weren't always gentlemen, well-mannered, or interested in avoiding violence. Still, many people who read historical fiction enjoy reading about dashing robbers who are romanticized as dark and dangerous, yet mannerly and courageous at the same time. The legendary highwayman is usually described as a gentleman. This does not, however, mean that the robber was born into a higher class. Highwaymen are described in stories as being extravagantly wealthy and often show off their wealth by wearing jewels or fancy clothing. This thief typically covers his face with a handkerchief or a bandana and threatens his victims, usually with weapons, and into handing over their valuables. Interestingly, legendary highwaymen are often described as heroes. They are typically described as stealing from the wealthy while providing generously with poor people. Fictional thieves typically steal money and jewels as well as horses and livestock, and real ones steal these things as well. Additionally, fictional characters are usually discipled as expert horsemen who conduct their robberies while mounted on their horses or with their horses waiting nearby. In the 1800s, patrolling police forces and British redcoat soldiers began to make life much harder for these thieves, and mounted robbers began to decline. By some historical accounts, the last highway robberies ended in the 1830s.